Welcome back to another episode of Tech Circuit, the podcast where we talk about tech news, video games, and all things PC related. I'm Ben Tibbles with the indestructible David Lee, and this week we have a very special guest. This is Fry the Corgi. Fry is a full-bred corgi, and he is a 6th place overall finalist in the national corgi races.
Get out.
He made it to the finals. He got 6th place.
Wow.
We're very, very proud of this boy.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's against a bunch of working dogs, a bunch of corgis that are actual herding dogs. So he hung with the rough and tumble crowd pretty well for a baby.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a
so
baby.
cute.
But we're not here just to fawn over my dog. Oh, by the way, that was also our theme song by the incredible DJ X Sub N. That's called Amber Mountain Region. I love that song, and so does Fry. But we're not here just to talk about how cute my dog is. No, he's here for a very special segment. So let's get into what we'll be talking about today.
All right, this week we'll be talking about the Navy Exchange treasure finds, Fry's Electronics with our product spotlight, and gaming and AI ending with our
User Circuit. All right, very fun stuff. Let's dive right in because this first topic is actually fairly interesting. Tell me about it, David.
This Redditor posted online that he found MSRP GPUs, a treasure trove of them at the Navy Exchange for almost for tax-free at the Navy Exchange store, but you have to have served first to access the store. And he found a 5090 that he said, you know what? This is mine now.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, first of all, if you served, thank you for your service. We very much appreciate you. But also, like, if you served, like, give them a GPU. Like, if you served in the military, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, I think I think that the age rules for like no smoking, no drinking, if you're serving in the military, those should just kind of be ignored. Like, you're
I'm sure
18.
they are ignored.
Yeah, have a beer. Like, you're 18, have a cigarette. You're 18, have this 5090. It's the most healthy of the three options.
It is.
So what's the discussion we want to have here? Because are these brand new GPUs?
Yeah, they're absolutely brand new. I absolutely was thrilled, and I think it's kind of crazy that we're seeing lots of stories about, hey, I found this awesome GPU. Like, it was like a floor model, example model. They were just they were just selling it for like dirt cheap. Like, we have to fight for all these like graphics cards, and I'm wondering, like, are manufacturers like artificially limiting the supply?
I mean, that is the question, isn't it? Because, like, you know, we hear it all the time. You know, why are our GPUs so hard to find? Why are they so hard to find at MSRP? And the answer seems to be because they're in high demand.
Yeah.
Now, you know, that would suggest that if we'll see you later,
Bye,
Fry.
Fry.
We'll see you for your segment. If they could, it seems like they would make more because it seems like the market's there to sell more. But I guess if you make more, can you still justify the price?
Right.
And I don't know. He's walking all over there. I love it. So I think there's a strong chance. What do you think?
I think it's a couple parts, but I think limiting supply is definitely part of it. Nvidia is more focused on the AI segment than like the consumer GPU market. And so I think they're doing this because it's needed and it's going to make them lots of business and marketing, but it's not their main focus because they're probably focused on making AI factories that we've all I've heard rumors about. I also know that how extremely difficult it is to make like an actual just 5090 GPU.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned this last week where they all use the same die from the 50, 90, 80, 70, and the 60, but it's just the failure rate is so high, right?
Yeah. That's crazy to me. It's wild to me that they can create an entire tiered product product offering based entirely. This entire episode you're just gonna hear Fry's collar clacking around because he wants to sit on my lap until he doesn't anymore. So it's wild to me that you can create an entire ecosystem of products based on failure rate.
Yeah.
If it were, I guess, easy to produce perfect functional 5090 chips, maybe they wouldn't be so expensive. Maybe that's why we're having such a hard time getting those higher ones, is because the failure rate is so high that like maybe the market is flooded with 5060s, but they can't produce enough 5090s because they just keep failing.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to know like exactly what's going on, but it's probably wildly different on like a month by month basis.
Absolutely. All right. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Do you think that these GPU manufacturers, specifically NVIDIA, are artificially maintaining rare scarcity? Are they artificially
limiting supply?
Yeah, limiting supply, inflating their price by inflating demand. Let us know down below. I want to know what you think, especially Razir. We didn't hear from you this week, and I'm a little worried. Are you okay? Blink twice if you need help, but you have to type it. So take that with a grain of salt. All right, everybody. It's the segment you've all been waiting for.
I'm stoked.
Fry's Electronics.
Let's go.
All right. Fry, come here. Do you want a treat? There he is. Come here.
Way to a dog's heart through his stomach.
All right. I'm going to pick you up once you're done. Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. This is Fry. Fry, like I said, is a corgi. He's almost 5 years old. He's a very good boy. But we just got him this smart collar. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. So we got the smart collar. It's going to tell us how many steps he's taken. But the thing I'm more interested in is it has GPS.
Mm-hmm.
So should he ever get out? Should he ever be taken? Should he ever break his leash and run off? We have a method by which to track him down, which like the microchips are great for like when your dog is caught and you need to verify that they're yours, like the mic, because he's microchipped, but that microchip doesn't have a GPS in it. So it doesn't help us actually find him if he gets lost. This collar does, which huge relief to me. I worry about this dog all the time. He is my baby. But it got me thinking, what are some other tech that's specifically designed for our pets? Because we have some on newegg.com. We have GPS collars. We have smart water fountains. We have smart feeders. We have treat dispensers. I love the treat dispenser, by the way, my favorite of all the new tech out there. Because tech for pets isn't new, right? We've had, like, at the bare minimum, we've had like shock collars or bark collars for decades now. We've had invisible fences and things like that for dogs. But like the treat dispenser with the camera on it and the microphone where you can speak to your pet from like over an app.
The best.
And then you can see them like perk up and like chase the treat when you shoot it. That's so fun. Like that's such fun, good pet engagement. What are some other tech out there?
The thing that I still need to get that I will be getting this year, my wife just doesn't know it yet, is the automatic robot litter thing.
The box?
The litter box? Yeah.
The electronic litter thing.
Litter thing. Yep. You heard it here, folks. Trademarked. Every day you have to like get the litter and you're like, oh, I wish there was something that would do this. And there is.
And now there is. It reminds me of those old, like, you know, those black and white 1950s commercials that's like, Betty is a good wife, but she has a hard time providing for her family between all the cleaning and roasting and shoveling. And like, thank God for the new microwave oven. It takes just 3 hours to make a roast. And like, it feels like that. Well, now there is, Betty. It feels like, well, now there is. Like, now you don't need to go through the grunt work, let's face it, gross grunt work of cleaning your cat's pee and poop.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes doing it. And if they do like doing it, they shouldn't have a cat. If you enjoy cleaning cat poop and pee, I think you should be on a list somewhere and you should not be allowed to have a cat because I don't think that's healthy.
Or get a job at a zoo.
What's that?
Get a job at a zoo.
Yeah. Like, if you enjoy
Oh.
cleaning animal poop like that much, yeah, do it professionally. But like, yeah, leave your work at work and your home life at home.
It's a new TLC segment. I'm addicted to cleaning poop.
Yeah, I have my weird addiction. It's like, I love cleaning poop. I can't get enough of poop cleaning.
I love the smell.
Don't you? Yeah, you do.
I
My
think
favorite.
the changing topics here. I can't. The toy that I want to get is this ball with a camera on it that you can move around and like has a speaker that it has a microphone that like you could play with your pet at like while you're not home. I think that would be the coolest thing.
Yeah, because it's like it's a remote controlled through an app, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's this ball. I'll see if I can throw. I'll send a picture to Tin and see if we can throw this up here. But it's a smart ball that has a gyroscope leveled camera in it. So wherever it rolls, it's always pointing forward. And then you can like go around, you can run, like guide the ball around your house looking for your pet. You can call to your pet through the speaker in the ball, or you can play with your pet through it. I think this is a great thing. I think the more that tech can bridge the gap between time we get to spend with our pets and time we can't spend with our pets, the happier both pet owners and pets will be.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's a huge, I think tech, its entire purpose, right, is to make our lives better and or easier. And I think pet enrichment and pet owner enrichment is a huge market. And I think we're seeing that when we went to CES the last 2 years, tons of pet tech, like smart litter boxes, smart collars, all that stuff, but like heartworm monitoring and like crazy things. So let us know down there what kind of tech. First of all, send us pictures of your pets.
Yeah.
I want to see puppers. I want to see kittens. I want to see lizards and snakes. If you have birds, fine.
Hamsters.
Hamsters, gerbils,
Fishes.
chinchillas.
I'm not sure about tarantulas. I don't know.
Oh, I
about
love
that.
tarantulas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They're big they're eight-legged puppers.
Eight-legged.
Eight-leg puppers.
I want to see if you agree with that, chat. Come
Let
on.
me know. Are tarantulas just eight-legged puppers?
Have you guys seen the fish computer case fish tanks?
I have seen that where it's a fish tank. The PC's behind the fish tank, but it looks like the
Oh
PC's
my
in the water with the
gosh.
fish, which people have done similar things before. You can operate a PC if it's filled with, is it mineral oil? I
Oh
think
yeah.
mineral oil you can fill a PC case with. It has to be obviously liquid tight, but you can fill a PC with mineral oil and it won't malfunction. It won't short
Oh.
out because mineral oil is non-conductive. It doesn't mess with the electronics within there. But let us know in the comments. I want to know I want to see your pets and know their names, but I also want to know what tech you have for your pet or what tech you'd like to see come out for you as a pet owner. Let us know in the comments below. Send us an email at podcast@newegg.com, however you want to reach us, or drop us a message at Twitter or Blue Sky. We are Tech Circuit Podcast on both those platforms. You can find us there.
All right. And next it's time for our product spotlight. And this was a shocker when it came to me because Destiny 2 Forsaken was my home. I spent about 2,000 hours there, logged in when it was still on BattleNet for Bungie. Bungie was with BattleNet, and it was a great time of my life. And now it's crazy to see they've bundled up all the DLC, amazing DLC there for originally $150. Now for $26.99, and I gotta tell you,
Crazy.
yeah, it has the best gunplay I've ever seen in any video game. All right, I challenge you to tell me what other gunplay is better than Destiny. They've done a great job. These are the creators of the original Halo during the good old days of Halo 1 and 2, right? These guys are all laughing because they know. Bungie is a great studio. They don't always make the best choices, but their gameplay is solid for sure.
You know, and I think the other thing is like they've been around so long. Like Destiny 2 has been around so long. Destiny 2, by the way, is one of those games that I think they shouldn't even make a Destiny 3. They should just keep cranking out DLC. We should just be playing Destiny 2 forever and just keep cranking out DLC. I thought the same thing of Mortal Kombat 10. I thought Mortal Kombat 10 was a perfect game. They should have just kept bringing out new characters, new stages, that sort of thing. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 11, I can't remember. They're fine. They're fine, but I really like Mortal Kombat 10. But Destiny 2, been around for decades. You get Forsaken, the 30th anniversary pack, the Witch Queen, Lightfall, the Final Shape. The two things you don't get here are Beyond Light and Shadowkeep. That's because all Destiny 2 players have access to those DLCs now. But yeah, normally $150 right now, basically 1/5 the price.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, to me,
Yeah.
you're saving 80%. You're paying 20% of the price for this entire bundle. And I know what you're saying. Destiny 2 is free. Yeah, base level Destiny 2 is basically free. However, you got to pay for all those DLCs unless you caught the free download when they happen to be on PlayStation or Steam or anything like that. But if you missed that, now you got to pay full price for that. This saves you all that. $26.99 is definitely worth. I mean, $26.99 is about what you'd pay for like 2 of these expansions.
Yeah.
So getting the base game plus all 5 of those expansions, it's definitely worth it. If you haven't played Destiny 2, what are you doing? Go play Destiny 2. I love this game. I can't rave about it enough. Although they did nerf my favorite gun.
Which one?
I can't remember what it was called. It looked Egyptian, and it was a burst rifle, but instead of 3 shots, it fired 5, and the recoil was in a perfect line up. So all I had to do was aim for center mass, and when I pulled the trigger, I get 2 headshots at least.
I was
going
gonna throw some hands if you said Telesto.
I don't even know what that one is.
All right,
What's
I
that?
said throw them.
throw them.
Throw the hands.
Oh no, Mike.
Throw the hands. That'll be okay. 100th episode of the podcast. Maybe David and I will fight. But that gives me time to train.
Oh
On
smokes.
VR.
Oh,
Boxing on VR.
smokes.
All right, guys. Destiny 2, don't miss out on that opportunity. Great deal. We also have another great deal for gamers.
Yeah.
This is the AMD Ryzen 9 9950X3D. This is an upper tier. It's the top line CPU. So it does have a higher price tag. However, right now, instead of paying $760 some, you can pay $699. Right now, for one of the best gaming CPUs on the market, it's 16 cores, 32 threads, 128 megabyte L3 cache, 16 megabyte L2 cache. It has a base operating frequency of 4.3 gigahertz and a max turbo boost frequency of 5.7 gigahertz. So this is a serious CPU. Let's check out some of the reviews. Look at that rating. 4.6 out of 5 eggs. 87% of verified reviews were 5 eggs. 87, 85. What did I just say? 87% were great reviews. These reviews up here are taken right from the webpage. You can go check them out yourself. They are all reviews from verified owners, so we know these aren't just people who are rating bombing or rating boosting. Do you have any experience with the Ryzen 9?
So the X3D model, not this one.
Yeah.
This one's out of my budget. I'm still praying for the day when I win the lottery.
Oh.
But if I won the lottery, this is the CPU. This is the CPU that I would get. The best one out there, according to, especially, don't have to take even my word for it. Tom's Hardware says it's the best CPU for gaming. The X3D model, until the X3D models came out, it was always, oh, do I get Intel this generation or do I get AMD? And then the X3D generations came out and they just smoked everything else out of the water. And so these are the best for gaming. I highly recommend it. There's no GPU that can really uphold except for like the 5090 TI, whatever they released out
Titanium.
there.
Yeah, great reviews. The one negative review I pulled for this,
Ooh.
I think was a troll.
Mm.
I think it says verified user, but trolls happen. This person was saying that AMD has no answer for Intel, which seems backwards. It doesn't seem real or right to me, but I included it in there for your edification and for your full perspective. I never want to misrepresent something or only represent one side of a product. So there you go. There are downsides to it. Some people have said that it's maybe a little overpriced, but again, when you're competing at the top level, you are going to see a top level price tag. That's just, we've been talking about it with GPUs. It's the same with CPUs. So
Right.
a great deal for you out there. And let us know. We ask it all the time, but I want to hear from you. Are you team AMD or are you team Intel? What's in your system right now? What would you want to have in your system if money were no object, if availability were no object? That's one of the other cons that I've seen, is that these things, priced as they, even as high as they are, they sell out. It's hard for people to get their hands on these because they are so popular and they're so sought after that even at that price tag, retailers, ourselves included, sometimes have a hard time keeping them in stock. We do have stock right now. We are offering a special price. If you're considering it, I would dive on this right now. The AMD Ryzen 9 9950X 3D, maybe the best CPU out on the market today. All right. Now on to our third topic.
Woo!
AI, and not just Monster Hunter Wilds, although I could talk about Monster Hunter Wilds for an entirely separate podcast. I could have a 30-minute podcast just talking about Monster Hunter Wilds.
We have a hammer main over here.
Hammer
I can
bro.
smell it.
Hammer bro. Hammer go bonk. Bonk is good. So the conversation is AI in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
AI, we could argue, has always been a part of gaming, right? Because that's what powers NPCs to a
Right.
degree. Now, it depends on what you mean by AI. But in this conversation, we're having a slightly different take on it. This is about AI designing gaming, right?
Yeah. So Google released an article like a couple days ago saying like, look what we're doing for gaming. And I was like, all right, let's see what you got up here, Google. And so I took a look, and the first retailer or vendor that they work with, company probably. I'm the new egg. I call everybody a vendor. Was Capcom. I was like, oh, you work with Capcom now, and they're like, yeah, Capcom works on what is it, Street Fighter,
Mhm.
Monster Hunter, Resident Evil. They we make they get content that's made by AI using our services. I was like, okay, so let's take a look at Monster Hunter and see how it's doing right now. And I got to tell you, it's not doing so hot right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, which is surprising to me a little.
Uh-huh.
Because Monster Hunter World was such a huge hit, right? Like Monster Hunter World brought Monster Hunter to people who had never heard of the franchise before. And it was great. It was great for a very, very long time. And then they came out with the next one, which I can't remember, Rise, Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd heard nothing. I heard nothing about Monster Hunter Rise. I didn't play it because it seemed like a watered down version of Monster Hunter, and I wasn't super into it. Also, wasn't it for the Switch? Or
Yes, it was for the Switch.
I don't know.
I think I heard that they have two teams. One team working on the main game, and then another team working on like a side-off spin-off game ish every now and then.
I mean, that makes sense. There are a ton of games in the Monster Hunter IP. Like, there are so many that I'd never heard of, which is fantastic because
Yes.
actually one of the things that I love about Monster Hunter Wilds is that they are continuing to introduce new monsters, just like everything else, which I think is the way things are and should be going. Like, release a base game, release a completed base game, as we've had conversations over the last few weeks. But as that game ages and gets longer in the tooth, you can keep it fresh by introducing new monsters, new goals, new missions, new equipment, like things like that. So have a complete game and then build upon that, I think, is the way to success. However, what we're seeing is we're
They're
getting
failing really hard
they're
right
not
now.
It's not showing up for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that it's because of AI, but they're having a lot of network issues. Their content release was not really well received either. And I'm thinking it's because they're trying to integrate AI for the first time, and they're having these like first time hitches.
I was at a wedding last weekend. This doesn't need to be recorded, but it's going to be. I was at a wedding last weekend, and a friend of ours brought her twin boys to visit my wife and I, because we haven't met her kids yet. And one of them thought it was hilarious when I would go. And I ended up doing it so much I gave myself a pounding headache. I was my brain hurt so bad from just being rattled around in my skull.
It's the it blows my mind every time I say this, but like woodpeckers, they like wrap their brains with their tongue.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
to soften the blow. Yeah, it's nuts. All right, everybody. AI in gaming. Let us know your thoughts. I see the ups and downs of it. Obviously, we're in growing pains right now.
Mhm.
I think I could see AI being the problem with a lot of Monster Hunter's user interface, which is clunky to say the
Oh,
least.
Yeah.
But a lot of games have clunky UI. I'm not really holding that too much against it. But let us know what you think, because the other side of that is that AI is theoretically going to turbo speed video game production, right? Like once AI is better at coding, once AI is better at like generating things like that. Now, just like everything, that means like maybe fewer jobs for game designers, or it may just mean that those jobs are changing. I want to know what you think. What is the role that AI should be playing in engineering the games of the future? Let me know. It's going to be it's been a minute since I've given Fry a treat, so I'm going to give him another treat.
No.
Does the conversation lead into like that one girl streamer that does the AI Skyrim responses, or like how Outlast apparently uses AI to learn your habits, and then you guys haven't?
No, I haven't heard of any of that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so like I think Outlast, the newest one, does that. They use AI to learn your habits on like where you hide and like how you run and stuff. I'm pretty sure that does that. Grounded also did a thing as well, I think. So
Grounded?
yeah,
That's
Which-
crazy.
Grounded 2 comes out in July in like 2 weeks.
Woo! Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. All right, everybody. It is time for a new segment that I like to call "What Do You Meme?" This was a meme that was posted to our Facebook page by the wonderful Natalie. If you say hi to Natalie, everybody, she did a great job making this hilarious meme. It's a trending or it's been a trending joke before, but this says, "Dad, why is my sister's name Lily?" "Well, because your mom loves lilies." "Thanks, Dad." "No problem. RTX 5090 9800 X3D 64 gig RAM 8 terabyte NVMe height Y70 touch X870 Asus ROG. ROG, sorry, not ROG. I do that every time. It's ROG, Republic of Gamers. It's not ROG. But hilarious, great meme. Good job, Natalie. Thank you for giving us something hilarious to talk about. All right, and now, again, we didn't really have too many comments this week. And without Razir writing us a novel, it was hard to fill an entire user circuit. So we just did the loser circuit. Amir Ferhatovic, which is definitely a real name or someone whose account was hacked, because they say Boosteroid gives you full access without ever cutting your sessions short. Boosteroid's a scam. It doesn't help improve your gaming. It doesn't help improve your PC performance. Boosteroid is bloatware that is just going to, at best, it's just going to slow your system down. At worst, it's taking your data and sending it somewhere. So ignore Boosteroid. If Amir Ferhatovic is a real person and you know them, let them know that their Facebook account has been hacked. And if they are a real person and they're actually promoting Boosteroid, tell them not to. Tell them to stop, because they're not doing themselves any favors. All right, that's the loser circuit for this week. Now on to the YO user circuit. We've got our first build is a beautiful all-white build from Bobby J. Bobby J. Sorry, the font
Bobby
on here
J.
made it look like Bobby backwards L. Yeah, Bobby J, beautiful system in there. I love the kind of vaporwave RGB. I'm a sucker for it. That's why you see it on a lot of the PCs I choose to feature here, because I get sucked in by the vaporwave aesthetic, and I'm like, ooh, pretty. Bobby J, great build. What do you think, David?
Yeah, it looks really clean. I like all the white aesthetics. Like he paid the tax to have his computer hearts be all the same color.
Absolutely.
And it always neutral colors always go well because you can change it based on your RGB.
Your RGB?
Your RGB.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also I believe this is a dual case or a dual chamber PC case, which I like a lot. We actually just released a video about fan optimization over on our YouTube channel, Newegg Studios on YouTube. We compare the tower case versus dual chamber cases in Airflow. It's pretty interesting. We got a lot of cool smoke effects that Nico spent hours and hours filming. So good job, Nico. Woo! That's the one, he gets one praise from me a year. And I decided to spend it there.
I'm savoring it. It's on record.
Yep. Hold on to that till January, because that's all you're getting.
I'm going to replay that every morning.
Every morning he's going to replay it.
Beautiful case, Bobby. Thank you for sending it in. And remember, if you want to have your case featured, send us an email at podcast@newegg.com, or just share a pic. You can share pictures on TikTok now. Share a picture on TikTok. Share a picture with us on Blue Sky or Twitter. Any of that stuff. I want to see your PCs.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest tech news and product offerings from Newegg.
You can find us on YouTube at Newegg Studios. You can find us on Blue Sky and Twitter, or Spotify, iHeartRadio, Acast. We are Tech Circuit Podcast. Go find us there. I'm Ben Tibbles.
I'm David Lee.
This is Fry. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.